See, the yellow pages is good for something. Being vertically challenged is something else. But this is fun, but I feel disconnected, so I'm going to go over to this thing. Is this all right? Okay. Now I can see you, which is kind of a terrifying thing because, well, this is the most people I've ever spoken in front of in my entire life. And, and my heart is kind of beating out of my chest right now. That performance you just saw was from Lake Placid, our opening night of that tour 2 tours ago, year before last. And that was the first time I'd ever done it in altitude on Drop Dead Legs. The number got a lot better than that towards the end of the tour. And it looked all right. I guess they edited it together pretty well. But it was nice that they put the ovation in at the end just in case, you know, you were hoping for Bruce Jenner or something else, you know. So this is exciting. This is wonderful. Congratulations to all of you. You're doing phenomenal things, and it's such a pleasure for me to be here and be a part of your conference. Again, congratulations. Give yourselves a hand for making such a difference in so many people's lives. So, what do I have to offer today? I love the theme, humans being more. It's been kind of a recurring theme in my life, just trying to be more and trying to get past and trying to be the next or deal with this issue and that. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, a great message to send out. But before I get into that, can I tell you guys a joke that I heard recently? Okay. This elderly couple was having trouble remembering things, and they thought it might be affecting their relationship. So they went to the doctor, and they said, we love each other, we're committed, and we're best friends, but we're having trouble remembering what the other said, and it's starting to get a little bit tough. And the doctor said, well, I've given you all complete physicals, and there's nothing I can do for you medicinally, but I can give you some advice. When someone says something to the other, write it down. Just write it down. And that way you won't have any trouble remembering, and you'll get along much better. And they said, well, thank you very much. So they go home that night, and they have dinner, and they're sitting in front of the television set. And the husband stands up off the couch, and he goes, I'm going to get some dessert. And she said, you sit right down, I'll get it for you. And he goes, oh, I can get it. And she goes, no, it'd be my pleasure. What would you like? And he said, I'd like some ice cream. She said, perfect. He goes, write it down. She said, I can remember ice cream. So she's headed towards the door, and the husband goes, whoa, 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 can I get a little chocolate sauce on that? She goes, absolutely. And he goes, write it down. She goes, ice cream, chocolate sauce. I can remember that. Don't worry. She's just at the kitchen door, and the husband says, wait, one more thing. Can I get some whipped cream and some crushed nuts on that? Like a little sundae? She says, absolutely, no problem. One chocolate sundae coming up. He goes, write it down. She goes, I can remember. I'm right here. So he's watching TV, and he hears all this noise in the kitchen. 20 minutes later, she comes back, and she sets down in front of him a plate of bacon and eggs. And he looks at her, and he goes, you forgot my toast. I love that joke. Anyway, so my life has been somewhat of an interesting adventure. And for many, many years, I thought that for every blessing I was given, I'd wait for the curse. I'd wait for the next thing that was going to come and ruin everything that I just experienced. I went through many, many years of this. I won the 1976 National Junior Men's title, and the next year, actually a year and a half later, my mother passed away from cancer. And I always thought that, I didn't want anything good to happen to me because I thought that something horrible was going to come of it. It wasn't until I got cancer myself that I realized that my way of thinking was completely reversed. for every disaster in my life, something phenomenal has come of it. And I realized going through when I had my cancer, that's how I was brought up. And that's what I was given from day one. I was an unwanted pregnancy. I was adopted by two of the most wonderful people in the world. So from being an unwanted pregnancy right out of the gate, I was raised by the two best people I've ever known in my life. I was truly blessed to have phenomenal parents. I was sick as a child. I had a childhood illness that stopped me from growing. That's why I'm vertically challenged. And out of that curse became the blessing of being exactly the right height and the right build to pursue something I found much later, figure skating. The last thing you want to do in skates is be Shaquille O'Neal. Trust me. Timber! They can slam dunk all they want. I like to see Shaq do a backflip. So I started skating, and I stunk. I'd do okay. I mean, I'd win a couple things here, and I'd do okay there because, well, it's easy to be on the podium when there's 3 guys in your event. There's 400 girls, 3 guys. I'm going to win a medal no matter what. So, I'd come in second out of 3, and I'd feel really pretty good about it, and the thing that was tough about that was I was getting teased because I was a figure skater. All the other guys in my school thought it was a sissy sport, and what are you doing that for? Why don't you come out and play football with us? Well, I really think that would be a painful thing.